Welcome to Cozy Reads, your own cozy corner to relax, unwind, and let your imagination run wild. Chapter 1. The Boy Who Lived. In the quaint suburb of Little Winjing lies a perfectly ordinary street with perfectly ordinary houses. Among these is number 4 Privet Drive, home to the Dursleys, Vernon, Petunia, and their 1-year-old son, Dudley. The Dursleys pride themselves on being exceedingly normal. Vernon Dursley himself is a walrus of a man with an impressive mustache. He is the director of a drill-making company called Grunnings. His wife, Petunia, a thin blonde woman with a penchant for nosiness, dedicates her days to housekeeping, spying on her neighbors and doting on Dudley. Despite their seemingly ordinary lives, the Dursleys have a secret. They want to distance themselves from Mrs. Dursley's estranged sister, Lily Potter, and her unconventional family. Vernon and Petunia have long chosen to ignore the Potters due to their un-Dursleyish ways. The very mundane tapestry of their lives begins to unravel one dull, gray Tuesday, the 1st of November, 1981. The morning starts as any other, with the Dursleys engaged in their usual routines. Vernon hums a tune while selecting a tie for work, Petunia busies herself with neighborhood gossip, and Dudley, the center of their world, throws a tantrum over his breakfast. None of them notice a large tawny owl gliding past their window, a decidedly unusual sight in broad daylight. As Vernon leaves for work, his attention is momentarily captured by a bizarre scene, a tabby cat seemingly reading a map at the corner of their street. Dismissing it as a trick of the light, Vernon heads to town, unaware that this is merely the first thread of the unusual about to weave its way into his day. In town, Vernon encounters groups of oddly dressed people, draped in cloaks, which irks his sense of propriety. Eavesdropping, he overhears their excited chatter about the Potters and their son Harry. This strikes a nerve. The very mention of their name fills Vernon with dread, fearing any association with them might taint his family's image of normalcy. On his journey home, Vernon's day takes another turn towards the extraordinary. He has an unusual encounter with a cloaked, jubilant old man who ecstatically proclaims that you-know-who has been defeated. This cryptic message, coupled with the day's oddities, leaves Vernon rattled. Upon his return to Privet Drive, Vernon is greeted by the same tabby cat, still perched on his garden wall. His attempts to shoo it away are met with a stern, unflinching stare. Inside, the evening news reports a flurry of bizarre occurrences, unprecedented daytime owl activity, and unexplained shooting stars. These peculiarities, combined with his earlier experiences, compel Vernon to nervously inquire if Petunia has heard from her sister recently. The conversation is tense and terse, highlighting the strange nature of Petunia's relationship with her sister and the family's disregard for anything out of the ordinary. The night sets in, and with it, a magical aura envelops Privet Drive. After the Dursleys retire to bed, a remarkable figure appears on the scene, Albus Dumbledore, clad in long robes and a sweeping cloak. Accompanying him is the tabby cat, which, to the surprise of any onlooker, transforms into a human, Professor McGonagall. They discuss the tragic demise of James and Lily Potter at the hands of a dark wizard, Lord Voldemort, and the miraculous survival of their infant son, Harry. The narrative takes a heart-wrenching turn as Rubeus Hagrid arrives on a flying motorbike, cradling the young Harry Potter in his arms. The scene is poignant. 3 powerful figures, united in their grief and concern for the orphan child. Dumbledore, with a heavy heart, leaves Harry on the doorstep of the Dursleys with a letter explaining his situation. As the chapter draws to a close, Dumbledore, McGonagall, and Hagrid reluctantly depart, leave Harry asleep on the Dursleys' doorstep, unaware of his fame and the remarkable destiny that lies ahead. The final image is one of Harry, a small hand clutching the letter, sleeping peacefully, oblivious to the fact that across the country, people are toasting to Harry Potter, the boy who lived. This chapter masterfully sets the stage for an epic tale, introducing us to a world where the ordinary and the extraordinary collide. It invites readers into a narrative where magic exists just beneath the surface of the mundane, waiting to be discovered. It's a tale of how the extraordinary can find its way into the most unlikely of places, like number 4, Privet Drive. Thank you for listening.